The early days of space exploration were defined by remarkable milestones, from groundbreaking moon landings to awe-inspiring spacewalks, each capturing the spirit of humanity's first steps beyond Earth. NASA's origins trace back to the Cold War, a period where technological supremacy became as crucial as military might. The launch of Sputnik by the Soviet Union in 1957 sent shockwaves through the United States, prompting a swift and determined response. Realizing the need for a dedicated agency to lead the US into space, President Dwight D. Eisenhower signed the National Aeronautics and Space Act into law in 1958, establishing NASA. With the creation of NASA, America set out to close the gap with the Soviet Union, sparking what would become known as the space race. Over the next decade, NASA undertook a series of ambitious programs: Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo. Each program was designed to push the boundaries of space exploration. The Mercury program focused on achieving human spaceflight, successfully sending American astronauts into orbit. The Gemini program followed, enabling astronauts to practice vital maneuvers, conduct spacewalks, and refine the technology necessary for lunar missions. This set the stage for Apollo, which ultimately made the dream of reaching the moon a reality. The pinnacle of this era occurred on July 20th, 1969, when Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin became the first humans to walk on the moon, forever altering the course of history. NASA's achievements didn't stop there. Building on the success of the Apollo program, NASA continued to push the boundaries of spaceflight. In 1961, President John F. Kennedy made a bold declaration, setting a visionary goal for the space program. "I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal before this decade is out of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to Earth," Kennedy stated. In 1962, NASA established the Launch Operations Center to prepare for the complex lunar missions. After Kennedy's tragic assassination in 1963, the center was renamed the John F. Kennedy Space Center in his honor. By 1965, NASA had progressed from the single astronaut Mercury missions to the Gemini program, named after the constellation of twins. The Gemini program featured two-person crews and achieved numerous milestones during its 10 crewed flights. These included the first American spacewalk in Gemini 4 and the record-setting altitude of Gemini 11, which remains one of NASA's highest flights. However, the Apollo program is best remembered for its historic lunar landings. Apollo 11, in particular, marked humanity's first steps beyond Earth's orbit. Neil Armstrong's iconic words, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind," echoed across the globe in 1969. This mission paved the way for 5 more successful lunar landings, with 12 astronauts ultimately walking on the moon by the program's end. Yet, despite these groundbreaking accomplishments, the final crewed moon mission, Apollo 17, took place in December 1972. Since then, no humans have ventured beyond low Earth orbit, leaving the Apollo era as a defining chapter in space exploration history. It remains an enduring source of inspiration as efforts to return to the moon and explore deeper into the cosmos continue to unfold.